Okay, hi everyone. My name's Pedro from AllilON. This is Catherine and Jonathan.
Hello.
We have basically don't like Catherine.
Start again.
Who likes Catherine? Everyone? Yeah, Catherine.
Start again.
Catherine or Kate, you might want to call her. But we have decided to put together a selection of short videos to share with you some of the history of hairdressing and also our journey in that process, and then also present day. You know, so AllilON's existed for 10 years now, and we love a debate, don't we? And in them 10 years, we've done so much. We originally, obviously, our history prior to the creation of AllilON, we had a big influence from our own careers, our own personal careers, and therefore, when we set out the idea of creating something new, a lot of our influences were based upon inherited language. We did, going back, we kind of threw it up in the air and we started rebuilding it. However, you know, in that 10-year process, we've done quite a lot since then, and we're really excited to share with you with these videos on where we are at the moment. So, yeah, Catherine.
I think from going where you said like we threw it up in the air and then rewrote it in a way, but still it's evolved massively since that time. And I think that the only reason why that happened was from our experience of educating and seeing things happen in workshops or us doing demonstrations, that we would be like, wow, I've been making that mistake, or I've been saying that for so many years, but actually what I'm doing is the complete opposite, or the result of what I'm saying I'm doing is the complete opposite. It's not actually backing up what I'm explaining or sharing with people. And that's when we started to realise a lot of things that we kind of didn't really agree with anymore of what we were saying, and that happened a lot when we were working together.
Because we have a tendency as a collective to analyse
everything apart.
Everything.
Well, yeah, as humans, I think we're perfectionists, I would like to say. And I would say that we didn't want no grey. It was always, okay, what is the terminology for X, Y, and Z? This is it, and there's nothing else. I think that's where we came from. I think that's what we then threw up in the air, and we had like a dictionary or a thesaurus for a meaning of what graduation was, or what layering was, or what line was. And I think that's where we've came from. And then even now, looking back, there's a lot of grey areas in that terminology, and then that's why we're going to move forward with the new terminology and explain to you how we went from A, B, C to X, Y, and Z.
I mean, if you look at the industry as a whole, I think a lot of people probably feel them same frustrations.
Yeah.
You know, like being someone starting out in hairdressing and's got a certain way of thinking, and it's not enough for them. You know, like that. It's almost like we want to create in AllilON the university or the masters of our language, of our craft, and that's something that we're really passionate about. And to not, how can I say, we need to pull everything apart. You know, and it's our responsibility, you know, as hairdressers to continuously do that. And what we're doing right now, I think, is incredible. However, who's to say in years to come we don't pick that apart again? You know, and that's our characters, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's what we do.
It's almost like they're saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Is that the saying?
Yeah.
But we believe that
everything's broken.
Yeah.
Well,
I think because our
we've came a long
philosophy
way.
was though like everything when, why, and how, and the why was the massive thing for all of us when we're educating. We always explain why you do this because of this because of this, and that was when we started to realise how much we can. Actually, we want it to be more factual. We're saying something, but in the back of our mind, we're thinking something else.
Yeah, because we're contradicting ourselves in our head.
And that was when it started to like, we can't do this anymore. We need to really rethink the way that we share this information and help people understand, create and shape better.
I think the biggest thing for me is from you and Johnny turning around and saying after 10 years of going in a certain direction, being the owners of a company, to then go, okay, well, let's change.
Yeah.
Let's turn around, let's go back towards the beginning, and let's maybe try a different avenue.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that was one of the biggest things, because not every company has the opportunity to do that because of how long they've been going.
Human beings find that quite challenging as well. The fact that we're changing, and I know a lot of our students that have experienced it in the last year, that have been on a journey with us prior. They were like, why are you changing this?
I've just learned it all off by heart.
And then once they've experienced it, they were like, now we know why you've changed it. It's a lot clearer. Where in the past, I think we were going for a different type of discipline, weren't we? We were going for memory.
Yeah, I was just about to say it. Like what we found is when they left, because most of the time we have 4 days with people, it wasn't enough for them to leave and be able to understand that I can go and create whatever I like now. And that's what our aim is, for people to leave a course and have an understanding of all the little pieces of the puzzle and create whatever they want, not set haircuts. Like, this is this shape and you have to approach that shape in this exact same way every single time you do it. We give you everything, which in a way can be harder sometimes, because it's like, you're not telling me exactly what I need to do, but I'm giving you everything for you to do whatever you want to do.
I can't see what it's going to look like at the end. I can't see what it's going to look like at the end. It's going to look no different to the last time you did it. You're just going to change your starting position, or you're just going to change the section pattern.
Yeah.
So what this AllilON Raw in the future, what kind of things are we going to cover?
We will be covering the common terminology in the hairdressing industry, like we spoke about, that we started using, and how the journey we took through changing that and looking at it differently, and what we've come to use now on our theory and terminology when we speak about hair.
So for example, what kind of things?
Well, the things that we're going to put less emphasis on. So we're still happy to talk about it, we're still happy to use the words, but the likes of circles, squares, triangles, graduation line layering.
So we're going to talk about the history of that and
over direction, elevation. Yeah. So all the kind of like the grey kind of bits, why is this no longer that, and how can you contradict that, and all of the areas that you have in a classroom scenario when you're teaching. And I think Kate made a good point, is that we have been in classrooms for a long time, and you see how other people interpret the things language, that you're saying and the language that you're saying. And just because it's triangular and it's graduated doesn't mean that they're going to understand what triangular and graduated means and how they're going to achieve it.
How to adapt it when you leave,
how to change it, how, is it always just one way? Is there just that approach? Is that section going to give me that end result? So we're going to talk about lots of areas leading forwards.
Yeah.
And there's going to be different educators as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's not always going to be us three. There's a growing team in AllilON, approximately around 10 at the moment, amazing educators that travel all over the world. We want this experience, this AllilON Raw, to almost be a debate. Really, the reason why we call it Raw is because we don't really want it. We just want you to see us talking about something that we love and debating about things that we're really passionate about. And I think,
and moving forward, if you guys have any questions that you would like us to answer or have a debate about, or give an explanation of what our explanation is, or try to help you decipher in your mind what the words mean and where we got to where we think about it, then leave a comment in the section below, I suppose.
Yeah.
Looking forward to sharing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All good.